What is research? Research is a systematic, logical, and critical inquiry into a particular phenomenon or field of knowledge. It aims to generate new insights, refine existing theories, or reinterpret established knowledge within a defined scholarly text. So, you might be wondering from where the word research came from. It comes from a French word which is recherche, and it means to search again. Okay, so you can include this thing in your answer, and it will definitely give you good marks. So, what the research encompasses? Okay, research encompasses the formulation of research problem. That is the main question. It's a critical examination of existing literature of the things that is being done. After you do your literature review, you can definitely find that. Collection, analysis, and interpretation of data. Okay, so a research is qualitative in nature, it's not quantitative. In science, basically, it's quantitative, but in English literature, it's qualitative in nature, and it's interdisciplinary. What do you mean by the term interdisciplinary? Interdisciplinary means you can definitely include different stuffs, like you can include things from geography, history, or any other thing. For example, if you include ecology with feminism, that's called ecofeminism. If you include politics with criticism, then it's called Marxist criticism. So that's how you do it interdisciplinary. Okay, so next thing you need to know is the primary and secondary sources. So primary sources are original texts, manuscripts, and archival materials or direct data. For example, books from library are primary sources, and secondary sources, scholarly articles, critiques, or commentaries interpreting primary sources is called secondary sources. Those are what we find in JSTOR or academia, the articles written by other scholars that you do study for your literature review. Those are secondary sources. Now the next thing is research gap, the unaddressed area. Okay, research gap means the thing that has not been researched by any other scholars before. That's what is called research gap. And the next thing is hypothesis, a provisional theory to be tested. It's not a wild assumption, but a logical assumption that you make and that you prove through your dissertation. After hypothesis comes thesis, in which you defend your hypothesis, and in the synthesis you do the validation of the hypothesis. That's the structure: hypothesis, thesis, and then comes synthesis. Now, what is plagiarism? Plagiarism means the unjust things you do. If you copy from others' text, that's called plagiarism. There are various anti-plagiarism softwares like Urkund, Authenticate, or say for example Grammarly Premium, which helps you to, which shows the things that are plagiarized. Okay, so you must check it down before you publish your research, or else you will get caught. So don't copy from others, and ensure you do citations. Citations means you refer to the author or the page number and the things from which you have collected the data from. So that's called plagiarism and anti-plagiarism. So 3 golden principles in literary research since the 1970s. Before 1970s, the things are objective. After 1970s, there comes objectivity, avoiding personal biases. No flowery language is used. Okay, you cannot write about what you think. You have to say things with logic, and it should be rational. Next comes cross verifiability. All claims should be provable or support. Okay, you have the proof you must have to prove everything. Okay, it must be provable. And then comes interdisciplinary that we talked earlier. Literature must engage with history, politics, genre, or psychology. And now comes research ethics. Research ethics means honesty, acknowledging of sources, and no falsification of data. Okay, when you do a literature review or when you do a research, you have to understand the research ethics. It's the code of conduct to do the things in a rightful way. Okay, so what is research in literature? For the last time, it's knowledge. Why is that? Knowledge must evolve. Employability, research skills are critical for academia and teaching. In case of PhD too, this is a must requirement. So that's the thing. And now, what is style sheet? A style sheet means citation format. For example, MLA, APA and Chicago. MLA means Modern Language Association, APA means American Psychological Association or something. So these are the types of style sheets that from by which you do the citation. Okay, then comes bibliography. It's a list of all the sources that is consulted and works cited, only those sources directly quoted and referred to in the thesis. Now that's the thing, art of research writing must be coherent, formal or argumentative, avoid personal bias or favorite language that we already talked earlier. And now the research methods. Research method means the tools, techniques, example textual analysis or interview. Research skill, abilities needed, critical reading, citation, and research methodology, theoretical framework or guiding choices of methods. Okay, art of research writing, contributing factors. Okay, clarity, language, argument, logic structure, introduction, body, conclusion. So that's the thing. And what are the factors affecting the formulation of research problem? So this includes interest, most important factor. You need to have interest. Without interest, you cannot go with your dissertation. Okay. Expertise. The researcher should have a preliminary knowledge. You must have some knowledge about the author or on which you are working on. Okay. Then the availability of the material. That's one of the most important things. Sometimes limited material can itself become a challenge for the scholars, but it leads to original contribution. Then comes ethics. The research should contribute positively to knowledge and society. Okay. Then the three things: hypothesis, which means assumption, you test the thing you are going to test; thesis, which is the argument defending hypothesis; and synthesis, which is the validation of hypothesis. Okay, and these are the three structures. So essential elements of research design: clear purpose, a well-defined research question or hypothesis; sampling, choosing who or what will be studied; data collection, deciding what data to collect, how, and which is to; data analysis, selecting techniques to interpret findings and reduce bias; time frame, duration of study, timeline for collection analysis, resources, budget, facilities required; and ethical consideration, ensuring consent, confidentiality. Okay. So what is the difference between a research gap and research problem? That's one of the most asked questions in English. So a research gap is the missing knowledge, and a research problem is the specific issue you choose to address within the gap. Okay. And problem formulation depends on interest, expertise, material relevance, and ethics. So what is the purpose of defining a research problem? Okay, a well-defined research problem serves three core functions. Validation establishes the significance of the study. Contextualization places the problem in a specific academia framework with a proper parameter. Guidance provides a roadmap for investigation and ensures that results can contribute to future research. Okay, so English research is qualitative in nature and qualitative research. What do you mean by qualitative? Qualitative means flexible. Flexible means you make different new things during fieldwork. As you go through your research and you find a lot of new things, you keep on including and adding them. That's why it's flexible, and that's why its nature is qualitative in nature. Okay, so that's the thing. So summing up all, a recap: what is research design? Your plan or map, where to go, what to collect, and how to analyze. Literature review, see what others did. Your missing part, your gap. Research problem, focus question from the gap. Hypothesis, your logical guess. Thesis, your written argument proving it. Synthesis, your conclusion validated by evidence. Qualitative research, flexible, open to change, you can keep on adding things. Case study, ethnography, phenomenology, and grounded theory are the four types. Okay, and that's the thing. That's it for the video, and bye bye.